I need your approval. My name is Ross, and I help men in their 30s and 40s rediscover their direction and have the confidence to express themselves into the world so they feel strong and capable to build the life they've always dreamed of. If you'd like to book a call with me, there's a link in the description below, and I hope you enjoy the video. Are you afraid of no? So, in the last couple of weeks, really ever since I've been sort of pursuing a relationship with somebody else, starting and being in a relationship with somebody else, and building this, right? Building a relationship with this person. I make it sound like it's some kind of task, right? But it's not. It's, it's a pretty it's a process, right? I have realized just how afraid I am of, somebody saying no to me, especially if that person means a lot to me, especially if I have strong feelings for the person. And I can remember when I was younger, that no had a massive impact on me. Especially in my relationship with my parents, or my male parent, my dad. And I was scared to ask for anything. And the reason for that is because, I knew that probably on 99.9% of the occasions, I was going to get a no. And so what that caused me to do, this was all bound up with lots of other different things. And sometimes, being treated in a way that I found very upsetting and very detrimental to me. And, that no was more to me than just a no. It was almost like a wound to my soul. It was a really weird sensation and feeling, but it was so destructive. And so I've carried that wound throughout my life. And so it's made me, in that sense, again, I may make a disclaimer that I'm not putting the blame on anybody in particular, because I realized they did the best that they possibly could at the time they did it. They didn't know, and that's totally fine, because I'm also choosing to take responsibility for who I'm being right now, because that's what I have power over. So what that's caused for me is indecision. It's caused me anxiety. I often feel I don't know what to do. And I guess in a sense that could also be related to me with doing a particular thing, being scared to ask questions, because I think I should know what to do, right? And so, for example, even now, so we've been out a couple of times, right? We've been out twice actually, and so we've been out a couple of times anyway, and even now I'm sort of like, I'm tentative about the whole thing. I'm sort of like, I'm scared to get a no, even if it's down to something, even though I know it's sound and we get on really well and we have a good time together, and the feelings are very, very clearly shared between us, for each other. Even though I know that, there's a part of me that still treats it like at any moment I could get rejected massively. And so there's a part of me, there's a pattern that's on guard all the time, constantly. And as soon as something happens, or even just the slightest little thing, like I get a quiet spot, maybe she doesn't message me, or she doesn't message me as quickly as she did, or maybe it's a long period of time, and then there's this anxiety that kind of builds up in me, like, oh, what have I done wrong, blah blah blah, this, that and the other. And it's really irrational that this should happen. And I know from a 10,000 foot perspective that I know what I'm doing. I know that I'm treating this in a way that is kind of irrational. But the feelings are still, those feelings are still very real to me. They're still there, you know. And, you know, there's something that I'm very afraid of. You know, there's a darkness there that was there when I was a child, and it still exists within me. And I need to, it's giving me the perfect opportunity to go through this step by step every time it comes up, and it comes up multiple times, and then be able to resolve it in a way that is not trying to push it away, but integrate, and bring it in to be loved, and not be rectified by somebody else, but to be, or to have someone anesthetize it with their attention. You know, it's there for me to see, and for me to be able to integrate. And I guess I always lose track of what I'm talking about a lot of the time. But so that's the general message for me, I think, is, you know, is that I get to do this. I get to go through this, and, you know, maybe things don't go as well as they should, and maybe something bad could happen. But I think that the less I hold on to things, you know, the less I hold on to things, the more of a chance I have to let them go, not push them out, integrate them. And then, in a sense, you know, I get to have a relationship that is not based on these feelings of need, right? I get to work through that with somebody else, but also within myself, right? And then I can get to see the alchemy of the situation. So anyway, guys, I will speak to you very soon. Take it easy, and, you know, leave a comment in the comment section below. And what did you get out of this video? Is there anything that really resonates with you in this video? Is there any particular thing that or a particular subject or that I've talked about that really kind of hits you in a certain way and gives you some kind of thinking around the subject for yourself? Just leave a comment in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe if you like my content, and I'll speak to you very soon.